If a fuse in your car keeps blowing over and over again, a sensor stops working, several trouble codes appear at the same time, or an actuator simply does not respond, be careful because you could have a short circuit hidden somewhere in the wiring. And the worst part is that many times the problem is not in the computer or even in the sensor identified by the scanner. It could simply be a damaged wire touching ground, two wires making contact inside the wiring harness, or even an internally shorted sensor affecting several components at the same time. In this video, I'm going to show you the most commonly used methods for finding short circuits in automotive sensors and actuators using a multimeter, a test light, and a few diagnostic techniques that could save you hours of work. Stay until the end because one of these methods is especially useful when several completely different trouble codes appear at the same time, making it seem like the computer is damaged. First, we need to understand what a short circuit actually is. In a vehicle, we can mainly find a short to ground, a short to power, or a short between two wires. A short to ground occurs when a power or signal wire accidentally touches the vehicle's ground. A short to power happens when a wire that should carry low voltage receives power from another wire of 12 volts. A short between wires occurs when two different circuits make contact inside the wiring harness. Let's begin with the first method, disconnecting sensors one at a time. This method is extremely useful when we have problems with the 5-volt reference circuit. Many engine sensors operate using an approximately 5-volt reference supplied by the PCM. For example, the MAP sensor, TPS sensor, some fuel pressure sensors, AC pressure sensors, and other components may share a similar reference circuit. Imagine that we connect our multimeter and find only 0.5 volts on a circuit that should have approximately 5 volts. This does not automatically mean that the computer is damaged. One of the sensors could be internally shorted and pulling down the entire circuit. We disconnect one sensor and measure again. If we still read 0.5 volts, we reconnect that sensor and disconnect another one. We continue doing this until the 5 volts suddenly return. If the 5 volts return after disconnecting a specific sensor, we need to inspect that sensor and its wiring before condemning the computer. This method can even explain why several completely different trouble codes appear at the same time. The second method is checking for a short to ground using resistance or continuity. To perform this test, we must turn off the vehicle and normally disconnect the battery. Depending on the circuit, it may also be necessary to disconnect the PCM or the related module. Set the multimeter to resistance or continuity. Place one probe on the wire you're testing and the other on a good ground. If it is a wire that should not have a direct connection to ground and we find extremely low resistance, there could be a short circuit. The third method is using a test light to locate shorts in fuse-protected circuits. This method works very well, especially on actuators and higher current circuits, such as electric motors, solenoids, relays, the AC clutch, and other electrical loads. If we have a fuse that blows immediately, we should not continue installing fuse after fuse. We can install a properly rated test light in place of the fuse and use it as both an indicator and a current limiter. If the short is present, the test light may glow very brightly. We can then begin disconnecting actuators and connectors on that circuit. We can also carefully move different sections of the wiring harness. When we find the area where the short disappears, the brightness of the test light will change noticeably, or the light may turn off completely. This allows us to locate the problem without destroying an entire box of fuses. However, this method is mainly used on power circuits. We should never connect high-current test lights directly to delicate electronic sensor or communication circuits. Another very important method is moving the wiring harness while monitoring the circuit. Many short circuits only appear when the engine vibrates, when the vehicle hits a bump, or when the wiring harness moves slightly out of position. We can connect the multimeter and monitor the voltage while carefully moving the wiring. We can also do this while monitoring a parameter with the scan tool. If the voltage disappears, appears, or changes suddenly when we move a specific section of the wiring harness, we have probably found the problem area. Remember something important. Before replacing a computer, sensor, or actuator, always check the power supply, grounds, signals, and wiring. A single damaged wire can make it seem like several components have failed at the same time. If this video helped you better understand how to locate a short circuit in a vehicle, subscribe to the channel because we'll continue learning practical and professional automotive diagnostics right here. Share this video with that friend who always ends up replacing sensors without checking the wiring first. And let me know in the comments which electrical problem you'd like us to explain in the next video. I'll see you in the next diagnosis.